Today, I'm going to be looking at pretty much every type of Minecraft starter house. To get right into it, we have the classic dirt house. You saw it coming. Look, there's really nothing wrong with this, to be honest. Sure, it's not very stylistic, but it has a certain charm to it. And hey, it's gonna get you through your first few nights. Maybe all of them it works. To rank it in terms of safeness, I would say this is like a 3 out of 5. If you build it with full walls, ceiling, everything, it really should just operate as a standard home. Next up is not a house at all. It's players who don't really care about that and just make a little barricade around the bed with just a chest or two. Some players just don't care about building. So I guess, yeah, why build a house then? They might have a few fences here and there, but that's about it. This is not something I'm particularly a fan of since I do enjoy building, but hey, who really cares? In terms of safeness, this is like a 0 out of 5. But to be fair, if you're playing this way, I'm sure you're aware of that. Now, we have the treehouse. This is something definitely a bit more fun and unique, and I'm a fan of it. Some players might not even build really a treehouse, maybe more so just some blocks barricading the top of a tree. This keeps you above mobs, which is really good, but if you build with no ceiling, you're gonna be annoyed by phantoms. In terms of overall safeness, this is a pretty good out of 4 out of 5, maybe 3.5 out of 5 if you build with no ceiling to it, but I'm a big fan of this type of build. Now this is a hole in the ground. It's really easy to make and fairly easy to access with the making of ladders and probably a trap door. If you dig deep enough, this makes it a pretty small but safe enough build to keep you through your first nights. It might be a hassle to just pop above and maybe have some mobs waiting for you, but other than that, this build works. It's okay enough. So in terms of safeness, this is a 3 out of 5. It gets the job done. Now we actually have a pretty standard home. This is the wooden house. Now this comes in a few variants. We have the wooden box, which is, hey, not the worst. It's certainly better than the dirt home, but now you're vulnerable to fire from this house, so maybe you could argue it's worse. Now this is a step above and probably what a lot of players are going to be building, and that's completely valid. I build this all the time. It's the classic wooden cabin. This is when you're probably experimenting with an actual stylized roof and a few more decorative details. For overall safeness, I'm giving this a 3.5 to 4 out of 5. Really, what's only putting this behind a bit is, fire being a thing. But at the same time, when are you really going to struggle with someone setting your house on fire? Here we have a classic cobblestone house. Some might not like the look of cobblestone, but it's really easy to get in your first few days of the game. And hey, your home will be safe with this build. I'm giving this a safety ranking of 4 out of 5. Now here's something interesting. The cave base home. I actually haven't really built one of these, at least a serious one. But here we have one where you kind of just have a pocket in the wall here with your storage and everything you need. This is pretty cozy, honestly. I like the idea of having a safe spot in something kind of dangerous like caves. That's another thing. You have a quick gateway to all the ores and underground stuff you'll need. However, that does mean you're losing a direct access to the surface too, and you're gonna have to build one. But if you light up the area around correctly, situate it well enough, there's really nothing wrong with this one too. I'm a fan. In terms of safeness, let's give this a 3.5 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5, but it really depends and could go higher with how crazy you go with it. Now this is cool, the mountain home. This is when you're either spawned on a mountain or honestly just want to build on a mountain. Maybe not the most ideal building location for most, but I'm actually a huge fan of this aesthetic. I love mountains in Minecraft. You could have it built to the side with some windows here and there like I have, or just a simple house on the top overlooking the heights. This one is interesting because with high up mountains, you do have to be careful of things like fall damage. In terms of safeness, I think this is another 3 out of 5 due to the risk of fall damage, but again, you can safe proof this with some water fairly easily. Now here we have the You Tried Insanely Hard build, which I'm sure a lot of us have done. This means it doesn't matter if you want wood. You're not building your first house until it's exactly what you want. Assuming you're taking this build very seriously as well, you're most definitely going to guard it well, making it even safer, as this is the ideal base. I'm going to give this in terms of safety a 5 out of 5. Probably the only 5 out of 5 in this video. Remember, this is your ideal build, so it makes sense for it to be a 5 out of 5. There we have it. Did I miss any crucial starter house ideas? I probably did. If you enjoyed this, you can support me by giving me a like and subscribe. I'm doing all sorts of fun Minecraft videos like this, and I hope you really enjoyed. Peace out.